The smartest sports YouTuber back with another video. And in this video we're going to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles and Jalen Hurts being the worst team in the league, and that is facts. And Jalen Hurts is the worst starting quarterback heading into next year, and that's also facts. Let's start with the Eagles. The Eagles are the worst team in the league, and I know some people, or a lot of people, might think the Texans are, but the Texans aren't. Even if Deshaun Watson doesn't play for the Texans, they're still better than the Eagles. And I have a feeling that Deshaun Watson will end up playing for the Texans. The Texans aren't trading him. And yeah, if the Texans don't trade Deshaun Watson and he plays, obviously they'll be better than the Eagles. Even if he doesn't, they'll still be better than the Eagles. But besides that, let's look at the Eagles real quick. Alright, so besides them having the worst starting QB in the league, we'll get more into that in a sec. They have a weak running game. Miles Sanders has been having a struggling camp. Miles Sanders is just, he had a good year. He had one good season. He's kind of been down. I mean, management and the coaching staff is pretty down on him. If you look at their O-line's old. They're banged up. So their O-line isn't that good. Not nearly as good as it could have been, but they're always banged up. They're getting old, so their O-line's weak. The receiving core, I mean, do I have to say that much about it? They have a weak receiving core. They just drafted Devontae Smith, the toothpick, who's already hurt. And if we look at Jalen Reagor, who they took over Justin Jefferson, and everyone in the world besides the Eagles knew that Justin Jefferson was better than Jalen Reagor. It's not one of those situations where we use hindsight. I'm pretty sure 99.99% of the world knew Justin Jefferson should have been the pick for the Eagles, but the Eagles messed that pick up. They picked Jalen Reagor, and now they have one of the worst receiving cores in the league. They have a weak running game. They have a aging offensive line, struggling O-line, and now their defense is still trash. Their defense is trash. The whole team's pretty much trash. The organization's trash. The coach, I mean, I can't really say much because he hasn't coached a game, but the coach probably won't do much because this team just is ass, like I said. If we look at their management, Howie Roseman is trash. Their owner is trash. They got one lucky Super Bowl 1 year, and besides that, their organization has been trash for the end of time. Their organization has been trash. And if we look at Jalen Hurts, their starting quarterback, who some people are down on, some people are higher than others on, but I'm pretty down on Jalen Hurts. I say what I see. I say the facts, like I always say. And Jalen Hurts had a bad year. I don't know. Some people are saying like he showed promise. I didn't see that. He started 4 games last year. He went 1-3, but I'm not like other fan bases. I don't hold rookie quarterbacks on bad teams to the record, but if we look at how he played in those games, he had 4 picks in 4 starts. He had 9 fumbles in 4 starts. So if we're just looking at turnovers, he was a turnover machine. He's going to be a turnover machine. I mean, think about that. If you average that out, 4 games, if you average that out through the whole season, that's 36 fumbles and 16 picks. Obviously, he wouldn't have that many fumbles, but he's still going to throw some picks. He's going to fumble the ball a lot. And if we look at his completion percentage, he was at 52%. And I know some people are going to try to look to Josh Allen for completion percentage, but the difference is Josh Allen had crazy amount of arm talent. Everyone knew going in the draft Josh Allen was a boom or bust. He had athleticism, and he had a great arm. He probably had the best, he did have the best arm talent in the draft, but obviously he just wasn't accurate. He's fixed that. Now Jalen Hurts, he can get better with his accuracy, but there's not much arm talent there. He doesn't have the strongest arm. He actually has an average arm, if that. If we look at his accuracy, it's always been dog shit. He's played in 2 great systems in college, and he got replaced by Tua. So then he went to Oklahoma. He played in a great system. So I mean, if you want to take his college numbers and try to say, oh look, he is pretty good, he's good because look at his college numbers, it's like you don't take college numbers that serious, especially when they play for Oklahoma and Lincoln Riley, who are pretty much just a Heisman machine out there with their quarterbacks. And Yeah, if we look, obviously his best trait is his athleticism, but if we watch him, he's not much of a. He doesn't have the agility that some of these other quarterbacks do. He's more of a downhill runner. So, I mean, he did run like a 4.59 at the combine. Obviously, he has wheels, but if you watch him, he doesn't really make people miss that much. But if he gets downhill on you, obviously he's going to be effective. He's a powerful runner for a quarterback too. So those are the pluses. But overall, he's just not that good. I mean, he was a turnover machine. If you watch the 4 games, he just didn't look impressive at all. And I would challenge you to say a starting quarterback heading into next year that is worse than Jalen Hurts, because you can't find one. I mean, if we go down to the bottom of the list, Andy Dalton's better than him. I have Drew Lock down there at the bottom. Drew Lock is better than him. So, yeah, I can't think of a starting quarterback heading into next year that is worse than Jalen Hurts. I can't think of a team that's worse than the Eagles. So, the Eagles are pretty much screwed. Their fan base is a toxic fan base, and we know this. We all know this. The players even know it. They're gonna leave games, or a lot of games early next year. They're gonna boo their team because obviously they're gonna get shit on in most of their games. And I'm guessing what they're gonna end up doing is, obviously they're trying to trade for Deshaun Watson. If that doesn't happen after this year, after Jalen Hurts struggles, I wouldn't be surprised if they use one of their top picks on a quarterback next season. The only problem is the next draft doesn't have that many quarterback prospects that are really that high. So they might end up overdrafting a quarterback again, because Jalen Hurts was overdrafted in the second round. He was a reach, and now the Eagles, you're going to pay the price for that. They pretty much had to get rid of Carson Wentz because of Jalen Hurts, and Jalen Hurts is the worst starting quarterback in the league, and those are the facts. He had a 41 QBR, Jalen Hurts did last year. He had a 7.7 passer rating, 6 touchdowns, 4 picks, 9 fumbles. So, I mean, it's not one of those situations where the numbers lie, and if you actually watched him, he looked better than the numbers. No. If you watched him, you saw it. He didn't have it. He just doesn't have it. He doesn't have the arm talent. He doesn't have the crazy athleticism that you would need to make up for that arm talent. And I expect him to get more. I expect him to be like 58-60% completion. So, I mean, that would be a pretty big jump from his completion percentage from last year, but it's still not enough. The Eagles, they're doomed for years. They're never going to win a Super Bowl again. Those are the facts. Eagles fan base knows it. Their leader of their fan base is EDP, so that just lets you know how their fan base is. Pretty trash fan base, pretty trash organization, trash team. And I'm just speaking the facts. So if you like that content, I'll be dropping more. Make sure to sub to the channel, drop a like. If you drop a dislike, you're just a biased Eagles fan and a hater. So I get it, but just remember, you're listening to the smartest sports YouTuber on the planet. That's a fact. And I'm out.